Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy TRUEDBZMaster here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing another discussion video. So today's topic is I'm going to be going over my wish list for the Dragon Ball FighterZ sequel. Now, as of currently, we don't know if we're getting a season 4, or if ArcSys is done with the game entirely, or if they're saving up for a sequel. But I just thought that now that Android 21 has been out for a while now, and there hasn't been any updates or any news about any updates, I thought now would be a perfect opportunity to talk about the things that I would want in a sequel. Some of the stuff may just be, they could just add in an update, but I do think that they are finished with the game. So if they would have, if they did make a sequel or announce a sequel, these are the things that I think it should have when first coming out. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so number one on my list is adding more colors and stages. So this one should be a no-brainer. The amount of free content that the first game, or Dragon Ball FighterZ right now, has been very short-lived, if I had to say anything. During season 1, we got pretty much a good amount of skins every update or around that, and for the most part we mostly got skins during the holidays. So when spring came up, we got spring colors. When winter came up, we got winter colors. Summer, same thing. And we only got, in season 3, I believe we only got the manga colors for Goku and Vegeta. So we didn't even get manga colors for the rest of the cast. It was just the Gokus and Vegetas of the game, which was cool, but that didn't really, change up anything. It wasn't just, it was just stuff for the Goku and Vegeta fans, and the rest of the cast didn't get any colors outside of, the holiday ones. And even then, the DLCs that just came out, season 3 colors, for the holidays, or manga colors, we didn't get that. Like Kefla, UI Goku, Roshi, Android 21, they didn't get any holiday colors. Like, they don't have a spring or a summer or a winter colors or Christmas colors. Like, they don't have any of that. They just have the default 12 colors. So, with this next game, I would really want them to really expand on the colors. Maybe bump it up to 20 colors and then have it be unlockables through the story mode or the arcade mode or the raid mode that they keep doing. So I would love for them to continually to add more colors to the game as the game progresses, and just add more content to the game besides getting lobby avatars that you basically don't use. Once you pick your first one, you pretty much stick with that. So adding more colors is a priority, so I want to see more colors in the future. So next up is adding more stages. So just like with adding more colors, I would love to see more stages. It would help bring up the replayability of the game as well, because fighting games, the replayability comes from playing the game. So especially with the first game having delay-based netcode, the only maps you ever see online is the Cell Arena and Space. Every other map in the game is unoptimal for online play because of its delay-based netcode. Because of all the assets in the map making it more laggier, you just might as well just pick a stage that has as little assets as possible, so that really limits on how much replayability the game has, because you're just constantly fighting on the same stage. Now, when you're playing the game, you don't really notice it, but if you're a content creator like me or a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ players, seeing the Cell Games arena in every single match gets very tiring, and it's really hard to tell, the difference between each match, because, you're constantly fighting on the same map. So, just adding more maps, add, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, that barely has any assets in it, and it wouldn't be that hard to implement, because it's literally just a white void. So, add Hyperbolic Time Chamber, add Kami's Lookout, add Roshi's house, maybe add the Tournament of Power stage, maybe add a brand new Wasteland. Keep adding more stages to the game, because I believe in season 2 they added the Galactic Arena stage, which was really good. for the replayability for the game, because all of a sudden you have this brand new stage. You know, you got the monitors with the characters in the background, and then you had the character, you know, special moves on it. That was really cool. But we never got another stage like that ever again. Not any of the old classics, you know, like I said, Hyperbolic Time Chamber, Kami's Lookout, or not even some new Arxis stages like the Galactic Arena. You know, they could have added maybe like another lava stage, or maybe another deep space stage or something like that. You know, like, it may not be Dragon Ball, but at least it's more stages for you to replay on, and maybe it'll be better for online matches, because, you know, the assets isn't as high. But, you know, sequel needs more stages, and keep adding stages to the game to add up replayability. And the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to colors and stages is maybe them implementing a custom color system like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 or Melty Blood can actually add more replayability and more content that the players themselves can do. So in Melty Blood, your characters have your standard 10 colors, but out of those 10 colors, there's you can select presets of colors, and you can match them however you want. So there's a ton of replayability when making your character, and it makes it so that literally no character, or most characters, don't look alike. So you know if you have like a color green and then a color yellow, well, you can match those colors to make your own unique skin. In Xenoverse 2, they give you a full board of colors that has no presets, so you can basically make whatever you want. That would be the more optimal solution, because it gives a lot more variability to it. So it's not just, oh yeah, you get these 5 preset colors and then you match them. With Xenoverse 2, they give you a whole board of colors, so there's basically a 0% chance, or maybe like a 5% chance, that your colors look like your opponents. So that being said, adding custom colors is probably the best way to deal with the colors in the game, because, you know, the players make the content yourselves. All you gotta do is make the blueprints. So I feel like that would be a good compromise, instead of them constantly just handing out colors and stuff, you know, pre-made by the team. Well, you could just make the community make their own teams. Now, you know, the community making their own maps, you know, that's for the modding community, but, you know, colors is something that can be implemented into the next game. So I really hope that either of those two options, you know, maybe, you know, during the raids, you know, each character gets their own color if you complete it with that character, or maybe a new tournament where, you know, players fight against each other for a certain color. You know, maybe even add the glowing colors from the lobby avatars. Maybe do something like that. You know, just give players an incentive to play outside casuals, and then also, you know, give players replayability through stages and colors. So yeah, that's number 1. Okay, number 2 is give characters more specials and commander normals. So for the most part, every character in Dragon Ball FighterZ has a quarter circle forward and quarter circle back move, light, medium, heavy, and special. But there are some characters that don't even have that. So for example, I have Ginyu, and he doesn't have a quarter circle forward, or he only has quarter circle forward moves. He doesn't have quarter circle back moves. But Vegito has both, and both of them can be done in the air. So another thing I would like to see is giving more characters more things to do. You know, there shouldn't be a reason why every character doesn't have a quarter circle forward and quarter circle back, light, medium, and heavy move, as well as special move. Like, there's literally no reason for it. Like all the characters in the show have moves that they can draw from. So, you know, having characters missing certain inputs, it's just like nerfing the characters, really. And I feel like with a sequel, you kind of have to push the bar for character strength. Otherwise, you're literally recreating the same game again. So I feel like giving everybody at base level a quarter circle forward, light, medium, heavy, quarter circle back, light, medium, heavy, quarter circle forward special, and quarter circle back special. I feel like every character in the game has to have that as a baseline. And then you can add in your 2-2s, you know, your down-downs, or quarter circle or half circle inputs or half or full circle inputs or whatever they want to do. But the cross circles, they have to have a full moveset, each and every character. Because most of the characters in the cast already has one or two of these, but there are some like Ginyu and Videl that don't really have these moves. So giving them would be a good buff, and then as well add more replayability because you have more tools to mess around with. And also make them air okay as well, because you know, some characters can't even do their special moves in the air. They're ground only. So, you know, keep updating the movesets for these characters and make them stronger. But going on to command normals. So, in order to improve offense in the game, which is a bit of a tightrope when it comes to fighters, because it's been pretty much a seesaw of characters being too offensive and then characters being too defensive. But I feel like a good compromise for that is just giving characters more command normals. You know, there's no reason why characters like Trunks and Jiren and like, you know, Super Saiyan Goku, like there's no reason why those characters only have one low in their entire moveset. Like 2M is their only low. And it's not like with Broly where he has a really good offensive tool, his command grab. Like Super Saiyan Goku doesn't have that. You know, Trunks didn't have that. The best they can do is try to mix you up with IAD cross-ups, but since normals aren't jump cancelable in this game, you have to recover and then do the IAD, which is very reactable for the most part. So it's like you're not really opening people up with these characters. But if you give them command normals like Android 21, you know, she has a command normal overhead and a low. So she can pretty much always open you up no matter what the situation is. And for examples like Jiren, he has a command normal where his standing heavy is his command grab. So giving characters more tools like that can really boost up the offense, because some characters, if you block them, they're pretty much fine. Like, you know, you don't have to be afraid of them, like Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Baby 2, Jiren. Honestly, like Trunks, like these characters don't have real offensive power by themselves, and that's mostly because they don't have lows, they don't have overheads, like they don't have anything that's scary. So I think in order to improve the offense in the game, just give characters more tools to work with. You know, give them an overhead, even though it might be reactable. At least it's something, right? Give them a command low, give them a command grab. Like, give them a move that switches sides, you know, stuff like that to keep the offense fresh, as well as making the characters a lot stronger. So, I think that will really help the offense and replayability of these characters by giving them a full moveset with horizontal forward and back inputs, and as well as giving them command normals. Alright, so number 3 on the list is custom assists. So, what I mean by custom assists, as you guys may or may not know, Dragon Ball FighterZ used to have only one assist per character. So if you played that character, you only had one assist to choose from. Well, you didn't have a choice, but you only had one assist, and you had to make that work with your team. Now, after Season 3, they added B and C assists. So B assists are basically your standard assist, you know, is pretty much the exact same as A, but you know, in terms of cooldown, but they do something different. C assists are unique in that the cooldown is a lot longer, but it also gives you an easy way of confirming. So, you know, if you're using, you know, Gotenks C assist, then he'll toss out a beam, and then he'll combo afterwards, so you'll get an easier confirm off of it. So, with that being said, you know, for, you know, adding more replayability to the game, adding those two assists really helped the game out, because there are certain teams you legit could not play because the assist didn't work with the team. But now you have a lot more options. Now, in order to push the envelope even higher, because you know we're talking about a sequel here, so you have to push the bar even higher, custom assists is the next way to go. You can't just add another assist like D, E, G assist. Like, you have to make the community feel like they can do not anything that they want, but make them feel free, you know. And I think adding custom assists will do that in the long run. So my example is Skullgirls. Skullgirls has a system where you can use pretty much any move in the game as your assist. So in the gameplay I have in the background, you're able to select your normals and your specials as your assist. So if, for example, in Dragon Ball FighterZ, if I wanted, Super Saiyan Goku's 2M to be my assist because it's far-reaching and it's a low, then I can set that as my assist and use it. Maybe I'm playing 21 and I want to use my overhead, but I don't want to commit to it, right? So I use Super Saiyan Goku assist as a low. They have to block low and then block high from overhead. You see what I'm saying? So it adds more offensive power, but also gives you new ways to play. Now, in order to counterbalance this, you cannot do any of your aerial normals or specials. So for example, you can't do Gogeta 4's, aerial tackle move because it'll give you an automatic confirm, right? Now the ground version you can do that, but aerial to catch up tech, you can't do it. You can't TK in your normals. They're only grounded, right? And then as well, you can also balance them by their cooldown. So if you use a normal, like for example, you use, Jiren standing heavy, which is the command grab. If you use that, then it gets a short cooldown because it's a normal. But if you use specials, like the regular assist, if you use Super Saiyan Goku's Kamehameha as an assist, then you get the regular cooldown. But if you use EX moves, like for example Vegito Blue's EX grab, since it's frame 1 anti-air, you don't want that as a regular assist cooldown, right? Because it's really, really strong, because it's, an anti-air assist. So that will get the longest cooldown, maybe even like C assist territory to make it balance out. But some characters have really good EX moves, so for this, I don't think that's a big deal. Because imagine like Android 21's like tackle assist or EX tackle as an assist, it being frame 1 Ki Blast invo, but it had a regular cooldown. Like, that'd be way too good. So making EX moves longer than all the rest, I think balances it all out. So, having this would really shake up the meta for the new game, because basically you can do whatever you want. Imagine for example, you wanted to do Cooler's stomp move, like for a low, or you wanted to do Android 21's overhead as an assist, or you wanted to do like Super Saiyan Vegeta's EX kick, or base Vegeta's EX kick. It gives you a lot of variables, and it also keeps you on your toes because these specials and normals might have special properties to them. So like for example, let's say if I wanted to use, Dragon Ball Z Broly's standing heavy, well that one deflects Ki Blast, if I'm not mistaken. So you can do that to counter zoning, and then if he hits you, you get a wall bounce and then you combo, for example. So it gives you a lot of variety in team building and really helps out the characters that really need it. So yeah, custom assists I think is the next step in raising the bar for the assist system. Okay, number 4 on my list is adding snapback to the game. So back in season 2, snapback was honestly one of the most offensive and painful things to go through if you knew how to do it well. But ever since season 3, they added variable timing to it. They also added what else did they add? They added something else to snap to make it weaker. But the big thing is that they made the timing different. So you can hold back when being snapped, and then whenever you press forward, that's when you jump on the screen. So what I want for the sequel is I want snap to return back to the way it was. If you snap a character, you get whatever snapback timing the game gives you. So it gives you enough time to provide your offense, but it also costs meter. So hopefully in the sequel they don't bring back fuzzies, right? So if it's basically the same game as Dragon Ball FighterZ 1 but more, right? Fuzzies aren't a thing, right? And meter penalty is a thing. So whenever you snap back somebody, it takes a bar, right? And then now you're in meter penalty. So even if you hit your opponent, most likely you won't get another bar to snap back again. So if you decide to snap, then you better make sure that kills the character or puts them in a situation where they can't get out for free, right? So these two nerfs, or not nerfs, but these two counterbalances to snap would make it a lot more fair, but it also gives players more ways to play the game, because some characters like Piccolo, like Majin Buu, like Android 21 really benefits off of snap. So giving players more reasons to use it will just help out the game so much more, because most of the time nowadays you hit your opponent, you 50-50 them, and then they die, right? But back then, you know, you can play the zoning game with Piccolo, you can play Snap with Team Gohan, you can use level 3 with Android 18. You know, there were multiple ways to win in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but now it's just, I press big normals, I level 3 you, 50-50 you die. That's it. There's no in between. But back then, even though it was a lot more toxic because the power difference was way different than what it is now, but you have to admit there was more than one way to win in Dragon Ball FighterZ back then, back in Season 2 when Snap was a thing. Like I said, you could snap, you could zone, you could be a grappler, you can do mix-ups, like there were multiple ways to win. But now, you just 50-50 off level 3 and then you win. So, you know, take your pick. But I think this new way of snapping would actually help out the game a lot more. And hopefully, you know, since fuzzies aren't a thing, or at least won't be a thing in the sequel, it won't be as good as it was back then, but not trash as it is now. Because of variable timing, snapping back in the current state of Dragon Ball basically has no benefit to you other than getting blue health. But if you're gonna kill the character anyway, you might as well just kill the character or the point character and then get the blue life when the other character comes in. So, you know, it's snapping back now is basically dead, you know. Like I said, unless you have a lot of blue health, like if you hit a happy birthday combo and it doesn't kill, like you just snap them out and you get all that life. But other than that, you don't snap ever. Like it's pretty much a dead mechanic. So I think this way it'll help out, you know, with more diversity in winning, but also, you know, not be too overpowered to where that's the only thing that's viable. So snap coming back for 1 bar, and then since fuzzies and meter penalty is a thing, it won't be as good. So yeah, it's number 4. And the last one I want to talk about is Rollback Netcode. So I'm going to keep this very short because it's literally what everybody and their mama is asking for in Dragon Ball FighterZ 1 is Rollback Netcode. Since the release of Guilty Gear Strive, and as well as the Blaze Blue games getting a revamp, they've added Rollback Netcode to the games, and pretty much everybody loves those games now. Dragon Ball FighterZ is not in a good state right now because one of the main things is online is freaking terrible. So adding Rollback Netcode to the sequel, right, will actually really help out the replayability of the game, and it help the community grow and stay healthy. And honestly, having Rollback Netcode really improves everyone's skill in general. You know, some playstyles and some tactics are only good online. You know, using 6M, using Tick Dragon Rush. You know, there's a lot of cross-up moves like Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Base Vegeta. That stuff is pretty reactable offline, but online, if your opponent presses that button, you're pretty much always gonna get hit. So it's like, you know, overall, I think the community will be a lot more healthier with Rollback Netcode in Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. It's pretty much no downside to it, because the community, for how, you know, vibrant and also toxic it can be, we pretty much all stand that it needs rollback in order to stay relevant. Because without rollback, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is already on the decline as it is right now. So if the sequel comes out and it still doesn't have Rollback Netcode, like literally no one's gonna play that game. I promise you. Like, even if it is Dragon Ball, no one's gonna play it, especially in the competitive scene, because y'all had y'all chance and you messed it up, so we're not gonna support it. So if FighterZ ever gets a sequel, I think Rollback Netcode is the #1 thing they should focus on. Like, out of all the things I talked about, Rollback Netcode is a must. That has a 100%. It has to be in the game. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has to be there. So yeah, that is my list for my Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 wish list. So let's just go over. So number 1, I want more colors and stages to the game, and also give players a way to earn them through raids, through tournaments, through just ranking up in the rank system. Give players an incentive to earn these colors and stages, through playing the game. Number 2, I want every character in the game to have both a course to go forward and course to go back special moves, light, medium, heavy, and special. And then also I want more characters to have more command normals to help out with the offense in the game, because some characters only has one low and no other offensive tools. So adding more special moves and command normals will really help out the character strength in the game, as well as giving players more ways to be offensive. Number 3 is adding a custom assist system. So the A, B, and C assist system is really good, but in order to push the bar even higher, I would recommend using custom assist, just like with Skullgirls. And to balance it out, if you use a normal, it gets the shortest time. If you use specials, it gets the regular cooldown time. And then if you use EX moves, you get the longest C assist cooldown. So that'll help balance it all out, and hopefully it doesn't drive anyone mad. Because a lot of characters have really good special moves in the game. So yeah. Number 4 is adding snapback to the game, but having snap cost 1 bar and giving you a meter penalty when you snap. So that way you can't loop it forever if you decide to snap your opponent. So since there's no fuzzies in the game anymore, or won't be in the sequel hopefully, and as well as adding meter penalty to it, it'll help out with adding more offense to the game, as well as giving players more ways to play the game, other than just level the ring, 50-50, you die. You can, in this new version of the game, you could, play the zoning game, you can snap back, you can level 3, or you can 50-50 from specials. There are more ways to be offensive in the game other than I level 3 you die, type thing. So adding snapback would help out a lot with the offense in the game and adding more variables. And the last thing is adding rollback netcode to the game. So like I said, this is a must for a sequel. Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 will not be successful if it doesn't have rollback netcode, right? So it's pretty much that straightforward. It will not survive without rollback netcode, especially like I said, since Guilty Gear Strive and the BlazBlue games just got rollback updates. Well, Guilty Gear Strive came out with rollback, but the BlazBlue titles didn't have it at first, and they actually updated the game to have rollback. And me as a player played both of those games. I can say the rollback is really, really good. It's really impactful. So I feel like, ArcSys, if they do decide to make Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, rollback netcode is the 100% thing that must be in the game, like no matter what, if they want this game to succeed. So yeah, with that being said, guys, that is my list for my Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 wish list. So if you guys agree or disagree with any of my points here, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys have any more things that you want to talk about, please let me know. And there are some more discussion videos coming out in the future. So with that being said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more things in the future. And to keep updated with your boy, make sure to hit that bell button down next to the subscribe button as well, to keep you notified on when I upload next, which is pretty much every day, but you know the vibes. So without wasting any more time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next discussion video. Sayonara.